Today I am learning. Today's episode is about two words that you can use to keep yourself grounded, make progress, and stop overthinking things. Now, that's something that is very common, right? So, overthinking is basically underfeeling in the sense that when I find myself overthinking, it's thinking about the outcomes that could be bad. It's what am I going to do here? It's how do I solve this and how do I move forward here? And what I miss is being present in those moments that I want to be here for. And oftentimes we might reflect, look through our cameras and look through photos and say, hey, I wasn't even really that present for that amazing moment. So here are a couple ways that you can be really present. First, it's the today I am. Now, that's not really one of the words that I wanted to bring, but I want to show you that this is where it came from. Today I am, boom. Pick one. So pick one right now. What are you today? Who are you today? Because sometimes that's the answer too. Today I am Casey. Today I am John, Jeff, Jim, all the J's. What I've learned through coaching individuals is a lot of times when we learn to implement things for ourselves, we can teach, we can spread, we can grow, we can enhance others' lives through what worked for us. It's something I learned or listened to on a podcast that said how surgeons learn is they read one or watch one, do one, teach one. So they watch a surgery, they do one themselves, and they teach one right away. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So the first one that I'm going to bring in, it's one of my favorite words. Maybe it's not even a word, non-negotiable. Now, this is one of the magnets I give to my clients. Why is making things non-negotiable important? Because it gets rid of thinking. It gets rid of negotiation with yourself. If you say, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm making it non-negotiable, then the thought stops there. Am I going to get up for the gym? Am I going to get up for my alarm? Am I going to do the dishes? Am I going to that? Well, yeah, I have to. I said it's non-negotiable. And unless I want to go against my word and show I'm not who I say I am, that has been set in stone. This is non-negotiable. Something that I say with my clients that there are things that are negotiable. For instance, if I have someone who has a difficult relationship with tracking food or paying attention to their body weight, we might approach that differently than someone who is like, yeah, I want to be a bodybuilder. I want to get to 6% body fat and I'm ready to track everything. Also wouldn't recommend that for many people. It's not a healthy way of going about it. But when you make something non-negotiable, there's no question. There's no conversation. There's no thinking. There's no back and forth. And negotiating with yourself is absolutely exhausting. I know you probably know what I'm saying, right? It's like, oh, should I do this? Should I have done that better? Was I good enough here? Was my presentation good? Was my boss going to say, I sent that email out, but how are they going to respond? Just take an action. It's non-negotiable. So just stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about what you should do. If you said, I'm going to do something, if I'm going to get up out of my bed before 6 a.m., which is what I'm doing right now, I am not a 4 out of bed person. I have clients that are. Good for you. It's not me. In fact, I'm not even someone who really enjoys or finds as much benefit from early morning workouts. Now, yes, I do try to work out at like 6:15. So early, yes. But until I have to get up at 4 and work out before my daughter gets up, I'm not doing it. It is negotiable. However, getting out of bed is non-negotiable for me before 6 a.m. And there are times that it slips. And those are times where I've gone against my word. And sometimes I need to check myself. Hey, you said this was non-negotiable. If that was true, you would have gotten out of bed. So maybe that was a little negotiable and we need to revisit our values. So making things non-negotiable. And a lot of times it comes down to making a list. This is always going to be an action-based podcast, but for now it's going to be very much, here's some actions to take. So make a list of things that are non-negotiable to become the person that you're trying to become. Right? And who is that person? That's another action, right? Figure out who you're trying to become. Make a list of actions that it would take to get there and make a list of non-negotiable actions. It's January. A lot of us have, not us, I'm not doing dry January. A lot of people have said, I'm not going to drink in January. I'm not going to drink alcohol. And a lot of us, I keep saying us, like I'm doing it. Had an espresso martini last night. We make it negotiable. That's a whole nother conversation about goal setting, about resolutions and things like that. But when you find things that you can truly make non-negotiable, right here, I invite my clients to put this somewhere where you're going to see it. Most of the time, it's either on the fridge, so they see it every day, on their mirror, on their treadmill, because working out is hard. doesn't really get easier. At least it shouldn't forever, because then you're not progressing. Uh, you find a time where you implement something, your body adapts to that implementation, and then it gets easier, right? You plateau. That's when you have to change something. If you're trying to continuously progress, that's when you make a change. The effort, the work is non-negotiable. It's one thing we will not escape in this life is constant work. I don't know about you. I feel way more uncomfortable on a non-busy weekend than I do on a very busy Tuesday afternoon. For me, I feel comfort in progress. I feel comfort in growth, and I like being busy sometimes. And if I know that I'm giving everything, it helps me to slow down, which is one big goal for my year. I'm not setting a resolution. My goal is to revisit and refine. That's my word of 2026, refine. Because I want to find more time, I want to find more space, and it is difficult for me to take weekends. So my non-negotiable is work, and not work as in my client work, but work as in growth, as in effort, as in moving towards something. It's far more comfortable. And it doesn't always have to be a personal or athletic or business achievement. A lot of times, just knowing that you're working on getting better. Personal growth is work, right? One of my goals this year is to read 6 books. That, to me, I'm not even gonna lie, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I have not even started. I finished a book that I was starting. It was called Strong Fathers, Strong Daughters, and I was 80% of the way through by the time January 1st came around. I don't think it really counts. I did listen to an audiobook, but again, it doesn't count to my rules. One I'm reading next is The Opposite of Settling by Chase Kenny, and someone I follow on Instagram. I don't know much about him, but I'll let you know if it's good. Word number 2 is part of this next mirror, or magnet, excuse me. Intentional. This one says be intentional. All that I ask of my clients, everyone that I work with, and of myself, is that you live with intention. Is that when you're taking an action, when you're getting up, when you're getting out of bed, when you are performing something and showing up, you are showing up intentionally. There is no autopilot. I need everyone, if they're trying to be better, be great, be good, show up intentionally. What does that mean? It means not having life happen by accident. It's setting yourself up for success. You want to show up and you want some compliments? Good. Take care of your body. Get some clothes that you're proud of, or at least groom yourself with a way that you're proud of. If you're in a moment, show up intentionally. You're hanging out with your daughter, your son, your family, be there. If you're on your phone, I catch myself too. Cool. I'm not even looking at my daughter and I'm holding her. Let me put this down. I want to intentionally be a parent. I don't need to be working right now. And what it also comes down to is with physical fitness. So what I coach partly is physical fitness. Obviously, it's physical fitness, nutrition, and mindset, among other things, but the intention behind lifting. It's not so much about the weight that you are lifting, because your muscles don't know how much weight is in your hands. What they know is mechanical tension, how much tension you are placing on these muscle fibers. And when we add a little bit to that, we're creating intention. So not really relative as far as the words, but when you are lifting a weight or when you're working out, it's the intention behind what you're doing. If you're trying to lift and challenge yourself, then it doesn't really matter what that weight is. You take it closer to failure, you intentionally fatigue your muscles, and you get growth, because that's what growth is. Growth happens from periods of rest and recovery following intensity, difficulty, struggle, resistance. I'm going to repeat that. You do not get stronger during stress, during resistance. You get stronger when you recover from it. I'm going to say that for those who are overtraining out there, for those who are in the thick of it with life and wondering, well, man, I don't really feel like I'm getting stronger from this difficult life situation. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to eat the crap right now. You're supposed to be in it. You're supposed to take the hit. And then when you grow from that is after you've rested, you've recovered, you've reflected, and understood that that instance was supposed to get you stronger. It's supposed to break you down. When we work out, we create resistance intentionally. There's that word. We intentionally place obstacles and difficulty in front of us. A, so we learn how to get past obstacles and difficulty, but B, because resistance breeds and creates strength. You will not get stronger without overcoming resistance. That is both in the gym and in life. So to think that you're going to get stronger, get more accomplished, and further where you want to be mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, without some resistance is ignorant. It's a little naive, maybe is a nicer way of putting it. So, non negotiable and intentional. These are two words I would highly recommend you implement in your life. And I want to leave you because these are going to be short, guys. We're just creating, this is intentional. I said I'm going to make a podcast every single week of 2026, starting last week, and it's going to be at least 10 minutes. And I'm looking at the clock and it just hit 11 minutes. So now, until this becomes like a flow, it's really just like, got to overcome that resistance and see what happens. So, what I will leave you with is an assignment, as I will try to do most of these episodes. I want you to ask yourself, what are 3 things in my life I can make non negotiable on the pursuit to that better version of myself, or maybe that next version of myself? We don't want to say better always because it puts ourselves at a bit of a lack. And what are 3 ways I can show up more intentionally in my everyday activities? And there is no wrong answer to this. So ask yourself, how can I be better? How can I make things non-negotiable? How can I show up more intentionally? I will remind each and every one of you, if you're watching this, I'm still working on myself too, and I always will be. Right now, I'm hosting a guest at our Airbnb in Florida. We have bought a house down there. We're actually trying to sell it right now because honestly, it's a little stressful to manage. But I'm reminding myself that, man, we used to ask for these types of difficulties. We used to ask for the house we have, the life we have, and everything. So I'm not trying to get thrown back into the overthinking and worry. So showing up is non-negotiable. Putting out fires, non-negotiable. And if I want to show up intentionally for that, I'm just going to be the best that I can in the situation with the knowledge and the tools and the skill set that I have. I'm going to be the best that I can with who I am in this moment. Thank you for joining. Please send this out if you find value in it. Let me know on social media if you would like me to go over any topic. I will say that there is a CG456 challenge I'm going to do in February, which is a 5-minute ab workout every day. If you do it every single day of the week, you will be entered in a giveaway for $500, smackarenos. And there's also a lot of fun prizes. I'm reaching out to brands and all that right now. So if that's something that interests you, I would love to have you be a part of it. Just reach out to me on social media, on Instagram at Casey Gilbert. Let's get you going. But for now, thank you for joining me today. I'm very grateful to have you here, and let's enjoy the rest of it.